The weather outside is frightful, but the shit talking is so delightful. I want to say thank you to all these people that have subscribed, all my new subscribers. I checked my analytics and it went from 70 unsubscribed to about 56, which is pretty fucking good. You are becoming mesmerized by my freakiness. You gotta subscribe to the channel. That's all you gotta do is click on that subscribe button. We're gonna talk about when fans get shitty. Here we go. In my last episode, I highlighted how I always thank the fans every night for keeping the music alive. It's real. If the fans stop going to live shows, it's over. Rock death. The end of civilization as we know it. The fans are the backbone of us touring classic rock dinosaurs. Without the fans, we wouldn't be able to keep doing what we're doing. But that doesn't mean it's all been wine and roses. I am calling attention to a certain subgroup of people on the internet who hate everything. They hate your new music. They hate that you don't look the same way you did back in the day. They hate that your ticket prices are too high. They hate that you don't play deeper cuts. They hate that you do play deeper cuts. It's hate, 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 hate. And we musicians out there, humans with human emotions, we just gotta take it. Some guys just can't handle the negativity and they lash out all the time. But most of us out here just suck it up. That's just the way it is. So when I talk about this stuff, mostly from the past, I'm not looking for sympathy or likes or hugs. I don't want to hear it in the comments section. Just don't listen to him, Jizzo. I don't care. I'm just pointing out some shit that's happened to me, and I guess letting you guys see a small glimpse of what we rock guys have to deal with. The other side of playing music or being a replacement singer in an established rock band. When times get tough, you just gotta suck it up, Buttercup. Suck it up and suck it in. Here we go. All right, let's go way, way back to my old love-hate days. Back before the Internet of Things, before the groupie message boards, before Blabbermouth, before Wikipedia when you could still lie about your age. Back then, you were part of a machine. The record label pretty much owned you. And when they said jump, you had to fucking jump. Every morning on tour, you had to get up, you had to go to the radio station. After that, you'd get handed your day's schedule of interviews. After that, you'd have to go to some record store and sign people's records for a few hours. You had to do it, all of it. When people interviewed you and were shitty to you or insulting to you, you had to be nice. You couldn't lash out, and that sucked. Some interview guy would say, "Your new record really isn't as good as Blackout." "Oh, really?" "Yeah, man, what happened?" "What happened?" I mean, what are you supposed to say? You can't just say, "F*** you," and storm out, even though that's what you're thinking. You're hungover, you're tired, you don't want to talk to this guy or this girl anymore, but you can't, you have to be diplomatic. This was back in the day when actual journalists from actual real rock magazines or newspapers would interview you. This was Kerrang and Metal Hammer and Rip and Hit Parader. So when people got shitty, you would just have to let it slide off you like a zit. "Sorry you don't like my new record that I'm touring behind and spent months of my life writing and recording. You know what? We like it and we're proud of it. We dig it." I can remember playing clubs right after our first record came out, and some of the opening bands were really shitty to us. They'd all be in the corner next to their gear and they'd be giving you that look. You know, why do these guys have a record deal? Especially if their lead singer was really cute. There'd be a bunch of dirty looks from his female entourage, you know, the grimaces. "I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it, baby. Why aren't they opening for you?" I don't know. Maybe because you didn't live in Hollywood and weren't on the Sunset Strip when you needed to be in those crucial years of 1987 to 1989. Your band lived in Pittsburgh or Dallas or Scranton, PA. You know the old adage, you got to be in the right place at the right time. you just weren't in the right place. Maybe if you were on the strip with your cute Sebastian wannabe lead singer, then we would be opening for you instead of the other way around. But alas, that's not the case. We have a video on MTV. We have tour support. The radio station here in your city is playing our song, not yours. So you can grimace at us all you like. That's just the way it is. Or after the show, it'd be me and the band guys at the bar having a drink, and some guy would just walk up to us and throw down a cocktail napkin. You know, I don't dig your band, but my girlfriend wants an autograph. Can you just sign it? Wow. I mean, you just look at him. You know, you're a little buzzed. You can't quite believe the over-the-top rudeness, but 90% of the time, you know what? You just sign the fucking thing so he'd go away. That guy. When we opened up for Dio in 1990, most of their fans didn't dig us. You know, we weren't traditional metal. I got it. I didn't take it personally because I was just happy to be touring with my hero, Ronnie James Dio. People would be flipping us off or throwing shit at us. As a performer on stage, it's weird to feel hate. I mean, actual hate. We hate you. We hate your band. It's real. It's palpable, man, and you can feel it coming off the stage. It's visceral. It's like that movie, The Graduate, the ending scene in the church where all the people are shouting insults at Dustin Hoffman, and you can't hear them, but you can see their faces screaming at him. That's what it was like. You can't hear them because you're playing loud music, but you can see it in their eyes. It's hardcore. In 1992, we were on tour opening for Ozzy Osbourne, and we played Berlin, Germany. The Soviet wall had just come down, and millions of people who had been for decades trapped behind that wall were finally free to travel, and travel they did, to Berlin. On that night, Romanians, Poles, Bulgarians, that Berlin show was packed. Thousands of eager Ozzy fans who can't believe that they're finally going to see their idol, Ozzy Osbourne. Only there's a small problem, you see. There's this little opening band called Love Hate that's playing for a half hour before him. And for all these hardcore Ozzy fans, that was really just unacceptable. It was the most unreal half hour of my life. Hate, 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 hate. It was like a Nuremberg rally. Spit flying through the air, coming at me like 3D, man. I was covered in green and brown runny loogies, hundreds of loogies, and thousands of fingers in the air. Thousands. Boos and insults after every song. Actually, before, during, and after every song as well. Can you imagine? She's an angel, yeah, 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 yeah. F*** you, die, die! I got a lot of shit for being the replacement singer when Stephen Pearcy quit Rat in 1999. Pearcy quit the band, so they needed a replacement guy, so they got me. Lots of hate mail. I actually got hate email from people. You know, nothing serious, nothing dangerous, just a whole lot of you suck, mostly. Stuff like that. Give it up, let it go, you can't fill Pearcy's codpiece, and so on. And in the beginning, there were a lot of incidents, you know, fans getting tossed out of venues, lots of middle fingers. I remember watching one guy in particular. One guy that was so excited to see Rat. Maybe Rat was his favorite band. Maybe he'd been waiting weeks for this show. So when we came out to the opening guitar chords of Wanted Man, people screamed. This guy screamed, yeah, yeah. He was so happy until he saw me. I saw his face change. He went from being totally happy to, at first, confusion. Who's this guy? That's not Stephen Pearcy. Then confusion gave way to anger, bamboozlement. The club had bamboozled him. I watched all these emotions unravel on his face like it was a movie, 35 millimeter super slow-mo. It was sort of fascinating, actually, to watch. His face changed, and then I watched him become slowly unhinged. His fists started clenching. He was holding a beer, and I watched again in slow motion as his arm cocked back into a throwing stance, like a baseball pitcher. He cocked back and threw his unopened Heineken at me. Old school. And I dodged it. Old school. You know, like Neo in the Matrix. Then he started screaming obscenities. He tried to rush the stage. Eventually he got thrown out, kicking and screaming. And that was just the first song. Every once in a while, I'd had to deal with some guy who didn't know Piercy was gone or just hated the fact he was gone, so he would hate on me. What are you going to do? You can't lash out. You can't, because then you're a dick. So you just got to deal with it. Todd from Queensryche, all the Skid Row replacement singers, any guy that replaces the original guy in a band just has to handle the criticism. Doesn't matter how good he is, he's not the original guy, and that's never going to change. It's a thing. I see some musicians in my community lashing out at the fans sometimes. Usually I'm blabbermouth. You know, so-and-so lashes out at his fans for not digging his new record, or so-and-so answers the fans about the high price of meet and greets. I would say to them, it's just better not to lash out, dude. It's just like throwing chum in the water. The sharks can't help but circle. And no matter how eloquently you think you are expressing yourself, they're just going to tear you to bits. Same thing when I see people's comments pertaining to Quiet Riot. You know, it's not Quiet Riot, or this is just a cover band. Usually I don't comment. I mean, every once in a while, maybe I do. But yeah, it's not Quiet Riot from 1983. No shit, you are correct. But it is Quiet Riot in 2024, so deal with it. Or don't. Rudy's not the original bass player, it's Kelly Garney. Okay, I guess, chronologically speaking, you are correct. But does it really matter? I'm not Kevin either. And I wasn't Piercy 20 years ago. And I wasn't Phil Lewis either. And I wasn't Axl in Adler's Appetite. And some people dug it and some didn't. Some couldn't handle it and they stormed out. Oh well, life goes on. I think I can speak for my community when I say that most of the shitty comments from fans on the internet don't really get to us. People that say you can't sing, or why aren't you skinny anymore? We're all like you, and getting old sucks, and depending on each individual, all of us age differently. Some better, some worse. Some of us took care of ourselves and some didn't. And I guess it shows in the performances. I don't want any horrible YouTubes of myself out there, but some people don't care as much. It's too much work to stay in the game. I don't agree with it. I don't understand it, but everyone's different. People expect you to look and sound your best. No excuses. So that's what you got to do. Quiet Riot tours incessantly, and we keep getting these gigs because we have a good attitude. It sounds simple, actually. Just be nice to people. Be nice to the promoters and the casino people. Don't yell at people. Be agreeable. Do the required meet and greets, even if you're tired. Smile, Jizzo. I'm saying this to myself. Smile. These people are excited to see this 40-plus-year-old rock band, so suck it up. Be thankful that they give a shit about you enough to still want to buy a ticket to see you. It's weird to live in a world where you can receive instant love or instant hate. You can spend months making a new record, and in a microsecond, someone can tell you that it sucks. You know, it used to take a little bit longer. You used to have to wait for reviews to come out in Hit Parader or Kerrang. Now it's just instantaneous. Some nameless individual is telling you to your face that your new music stinks. Wow, thumbs down, dude. Game over. All that work, boom, gone. You really have to have a tough skin in this business. Let me tell you, more than ever, you have to believe in yourself and be realistic about your expectations. Some people hate everything. It's not personal. Some people hate the Beatles. Some people hate Led Zeppelin. I don't know why, but they do. You know, I used to hate things more, but now I just can't summon up the energy. It takes energy to hate something or someone. And I just resign myself to feel better when they're not around. I'm almost out of coffee. I have 2 shows this weekend. Life goes on. The world keeps turning. Unless it's a flat earth, in which case we're all f***ed. Troll Pal Jizzo, rockin' and rollin'. We'll see you next time.